Hey, what is up, guys? Yeah, my friend owed me money. This is why we're playing this. No other reason. Not one other reason. But, thanks, Jamie, for paying off debts with cardboard. We really, really do appreciate that. Um, so we went to locals with Purrly, and like all good things, we came first with Purrly. I had no clue how to play this for quite some time, and we just would like neck decking for ages until I finally decided, you know what, we will actually read some of these cards, pick up half the extra deck that we actually require, and go from there. Um, and it went pretty well. We had an Orcus matchup, which after you guys seeing YCS, Orcus isn't just a dead deck on arrival, it can actually do things. Um, Unfortunately, it can't do anything against a 10 material noir. Yeah, we got to that point of a 10 material noir, that was actually the impressive bit, which was fun. And then we had a Snake Eyes player, which this Snake Eyes player kind of shafted himself because he ends his board with a Promethean still on board. I'm like, okay, cool. So that IP in your back row is not going to do anything whatsoever. And then game two, we just opened the two correct hand traps, which were high impact, and just won from there. So yeah, that was just glorious. Then the other matchups were kind of a bit meh. There was one, I can't remember actually what the guy was playing because he summoned some like Celtic Guardian thing, and then Gaia Fusion, some other stuff, so it was just some random rogue thing. And one of the round, yeah, he wasn't prepped. He basically turned up for casual, just general play, and then Tom started. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'll pay my entry and just start building my deck now." So that wasn't really fair on my part against him. But yeah, we'll get into the Purrly stuff because not really much of a match report from that Saturday. So we start off with the 3 stand Purrly. This is great. The original list that I played 2. I don't know what I was smoking that day, but yeah, we play 3 of this because unlike the Black Cap, this ain't once per turn. So its excavation's great. Ranking up is great. Sad thing is it loses to Imperm Failure and a lot of the other hand traps, so that's why you kind of want the field spell. If you don't have access to the field spell, then those hand traps are awful against you. Have access to them, you know that at least 6 of your opponent's hand traps don't do anything to you. And then we play 2 of the Black Cap. I contemplated playing 3 at one point, and that was a bad idea as well. The only thing that I don't like about it is both its effects are once per turn, so opponent imperms this, it's not the end of the world. There have been times where they've impermed the first effect. I'm like, okay, cool. We'll summon a second one, and then we'll rank up from the grave from there. But yeah, that's really it for the Purrly monsters. Well, there isn't any other Purrly monsters. Then we play 3 My Friend. This is amazing. I learnt the other day by just watching one of Pack's videos that the reason why this is good is because I can make a happy or some other stuff, ram the happy into something so it dies, and then get all my engine back from the grave. So yeah, that's really good. But beyond that, it is actually free bait as well. The amount of times that my opponent just like out the My Friend, and I'm like, okay, cool. You've dealt with this with like the good stuff in your deck, so we can just search another one with the Noir, and if I have the street up, I don't really care about the My Friend after a certain point, because if it's on your opponents, then it's not doing anything anyways. Then we play the 3 street. You have to play 3 street. I don't play the terraforming for it because space reasons, but the 3 street is required because you activate this and then you special all your Purrlys from the deck, and as I said, your opponent's Infirm doesn't work, their effect failure doesn't work, loads of this stuff just kind of shuts off. So you have to play that. The end phase attach is kind of good. But weirdly enough, the amount of times that my opponents keep on Ghost Ogreing that, because Ogre is floating around in my locals, it kind of hurt. Then for the spells, we play the standard 2 Delicious, 2 Sleepy, 3 Happy, and 3 Pretty Memory. I would play more if you could play more, but unfortunately these are 2 each, so that kind of sucks. All of them kind of do stuff which is really, really lovely for me. the amount of times where I will just have a noir with just one delicious is just kind of enough to win the game, because you just make your noir towers and then you have a bunch of stuff underneath it. And I think once I got to like about 5 equip spells underneath, no, not equip spells, but 5 Purrly spells underneath it, most people couldn't out the noir. So then I can just I can just like grind the game to a halt, and then just start doing the pretty memory spot removal of stuff. Because there's a lot of decks that, when I was testing it, that unfortunately the happy FTK thing didn't come up as often. So we just kind of control the ball with a noir with the pretty memory underneath it, and then at a certain point we then just make big Purrly monsters to kill our opponent. But there is still times where it comes up. For those of you that don't know, you've got delicious memory on your opponent's monster, so the monster can't be destroyed by battle. Then you make a Purrly happiness, and then happiness attacks. It halves the monster's attack at the end of damage step. You search another copy of happy memory, activate happy memory, attach it to happiness. It can attack again, and basically you're hitting your opponent 4 times with the happiness, with a delicious on it. So it gives 300 for every material. It will basically attack 4 times, and every time it attacks, it halves your opponent's monster's attack. So if you can't leave the wrong thing on the field, they just die, basically. And then we play with 1 yeep. We don't need more than 1 yeep. I did contemplate playing more than 1, but the amount of times that I just make the thing off plump on my first turn, it doesn't really matter. Yes, we also have the Baby Noir that can search this, however, for some reason I don't ever need to do that, because we just get to the standard stuff anyways. The mini pot of avarice is also very useful, because sometimes I have ran out of the Purrly main deck monsters, God only knows how, but we just do it. And then the bajillion hand traps of 3 Effect Veiler and 3 Ash Blossom. It's good at what it needs to do. I don't really need to kind of explain why we play these at these ratios, because it's just what's needed. I did contemplate playing Duel in the main as well, however, it just... We wanted other cards to deal with problems, so we just felt that these were the most high impact hand trap monsters. And then we play the double cross out, well, the triple cross out. I don't want my opponent Veilering me, I really don't. I can deal with them ogring me to an extent, but Veiler kind of hurts a million times more, so yeah. Then the 3 ruler, because I open this, I can win a lot of games by just making a Zeus, or just dealing with problematic stuff. 2 talents, mainly use it for the pot of greed stuff, because opponent negates the Purrly, you kind of gone -2-ish. The 1 call by the grave, because call by is just call by, it does what it needs to do. 1 cross, I did think of just taking this out to just play another hand trap, but yeah. And then from there, the 3 infinite permanents. Again, it's a cross-out target as well as imperm is just imperm. It's kind of useful. The only thing that probably change is the cross-outs. I might take those out for other hand traps, so that I have more high-impact stuff. If I was going to put in other hand traps, I would probably have 3 Droll. If not, maybe Ogre. In the main, because that does kind of come up because people are paying birth and cash tier stuff, so I can out the birth from there. It's more catered to my locals, so it doesn't need to be immaculate. Then for the extra deck, we play 2 Noir. I did contemplate playing the 3rd because, as I said, after having the Orcus matchup, my friend Marcus plays Orcus with the small cash tier package that's borrowed from a binder, and it does hurt when he unicorns one of these away, because the second one sometimes comes up, so I did contemplate playing 3 while my extra deck was a little bit incomplete. Then the 2 beauty, I bitched about this for ages, saying that I needed a second beauty, until he picked one up for me, and then we just never summoned the second one, so yeah. Then 2 happy, The second happy doesn't come up as often. The first one you can just use to like kill your opponent. The second one is only used when you want to do happiness attaching a bunch of stuff, and then you kill the happiness at the end, and then use my friend to bring the stuff back from the graveyard. So yeah, that's kind of good. One plump. This was the one that I went backwards and forwards on playing two of it, and then just the one, but it comes up now and then. Would I play a second? Possibly, while I don't have a fully complete extra. But for now, the one plump's just fine. Then finally, to round it off, the one noir, never summoned it. It's there because its effect is good. It does get me to the Yeep, and it also, its first effect is good at just removing stuff, but I just never summoned it. Open honest, just never summoned it. Then for the other just good stuff, we play the one Nightingale, the Downerd, and the double Zeus. Now, the reason why we play the double Zeus is because this actually has happened multiple times, where we've Downerd onto the full Zeus. We've run out of materials for the Zeus, and then we just go Zeus attack, attach another Zeus. On one occasion, it was actually quite funny where we went Zeus on top of Zeus because we had no materials, and so this one only had one material, and then we had the happiness crash into my opponent's monster with my friend Purrly on there. Zeus then attached a card, and then my friend added 3 from the grave, and then we just Zeus the field and then made a noir next to the Zeus. That was just funny. Yeah, my opponent was not happy or impressed with me in the slightest. We played the one Typhon, never summoned it. Honestly, never summoned it. And then we play the SP and the Azalea. Yes, I know that there is supposed to be an anima in here, but no one will trade me an anima, so yeah, that's the sad part to it. Probably should play an Earth as well. I think it's Earth or Moon, which is the link to that is random spot removal, but it's not needed as much because the Moon was mainly used for like skill drain and things like that, but it didn't matter as much. But SP just gets rid of problem stuff. And Azalea, the reason why it's kind of good is because it pops something on summon, and then when it battles, I can pop something by banishing a spell from the graveyard. I need to have more than 3 spells to not blow itself up on summon, but because we're playing Purrly, we have so many spells, it just doesn't matter. As for the side, it's kind of, as I said, half-baked because it's only baked for my locals. However, people don't like my side because of these 6 cards that I play. Something about just knowing that you're going second and just outing your opponent's entire board in one go is kind of good. There was a very funny occasion where we just went, here's a golem, and then we went rank up into Beauty, and Beauty just gets rid of the golem, which is kind of good. We always side these in whenever we go second. It's just way too good not to. Then as well, the 2 Cosmics and the 1 Harpies. I prefer this over Lightning Storm because I can just hit other things, and when I have stuff in my monsters on Lightning Storm, it sucks. Then some other going second cards. It's just great. Well, for me, at locals, it was great. We stole a Dingrisu with this, we stole a Promethean Princess with this. On one occasion, I think I stole a Flamberge Dragon with it, and then used Flamberge to put the stuff in the spell and trap cards on, so just random spot removal is always going to be great random spot removal. And then as well, the card that if I go first, we put this in automatically because subtracting the Kashtira matchup, this kind of hits everything. Would I play it in the main? Possibly. It'd be played over the crossout if I was going to play it in place of anything, but I kind of just find it fine in the side because I want the crossout just for the design for locals. If I was going to go to a regional or something like that, I probably would just make it because it just shuts down so much stuff. But yeah, that is the Purrly deck. I don't really have much else to say about it. Probably will do some feature matches of Purrly later on in the week, once Marcus and I like no longer financially broke. Oh dear lord. We have damaged one of the effect failures. We're going to have to change that sleeve. But yeah, it's fun. It does what it needs to, and I think it's actually a good cheapish deck. At the end of the day, I don't know the price of it. I just taxed it off a friend. But if anyone has any suggestions of how to make the Purrly deck better, please do let me know. Because I am not even going to pretend that I'm some sort of Purrly guru. I am just some guy that got bored of playing Salad. I'll be signing it now.